Welcome to the Dan Good Show, everybody. January 5th, 2024 was the day that I created the Dan Good YouTube channel, and I thought it'd be a great time to review my year as a content creator. I have been wanting to stream and make videos and talk video games on the internet for so long, and I've always just talked myself out of it. A little bit of nerves, not wanting to be judged, not wanting to deal with mean comments. But I can genuinely say after doing this very consistently for the last year, it has been so much fun. I was inspired by a fellow YouTube creator. This account is Basic Fun. I'll link that in the description. But it finally pushed me to make this video to kind of review how things went this year. The good, the bad, the ugly, maybe a couple tips as well. So let's dive in. A little bit about me if you're seeing this video and my channel for the first time. I'm Dan of The Dan Good Show. On YouTube, I make a monthly series called Games to Watch, which highlights all of the awesome video games coming out every month. And I also live stream on Twitch. Every Tuesday night, I stream Fortnite with my family, and every Sunday, I stream a variety of adventure games. Right now, I'm working on Dragon Age. I've played the Hellblade games in the past. I've worked on Fallout, Elden Ring. That's kind of the vibe that I go for. And while I don't live stream on YouTube right now, I do share all of the stream clips that I take there, post them on Instagram Reels, TikToks, etc., etc. To me, this channel is all about building a positive space online to talk about video games. I want to talk to people that love video games, that celebrate video games. That's the whole point of me doing this. If you're watching this channel for the first time, that's the goal. Love games, celebrate games with me. I want to build a community focused on that. There is so much negativity online. I want no part of it. All right, let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's start with some analytics. Let's specifically start with the YouTube channel since you are watching this on YouTube. The most exciting thing for me on YouTube in 2024 was breaking 200 subscribers. We started with one, which was my personal account, all the way up to 210. Really excited, really proud of that as well. Total views for the channel did exceed 100,000 views, which absolutely blew my mind. That was never on my radar for year one. So very cool there. And while I don't have the subscriber count to reach YouTube partner status, I reached the watch hours for a fully paid partner. I exceeded 4,000 hours about a month ago. So it's super motivating. I know that that will reset in the new year, but just really proud that we exceeded 100,000 views and that the watch hours were so high despite the low subscriber count. So all exciting stuff for me on YouTube. Like I said earlier, the primary things that I post on YouTube is my monthly Games to Watch series, as well as stream clips from Twitch streams. And while I will admit, as much as it hurts my heart, the long form Games to Watch series doesn't generate a ton of views. It's a labor of love for me, honestly. At this point, I always gravitate towards the next shiny thing in video games. It's why I make the series. I'm making something that I'm looking for online. And hopefully that translates to you if you've watched it, or if you've never watched it, check it out. Let me know what you think. January's Games to Watch just posted on the 1st, and the series always posts on the first day of the month. Something that I am really proud of with those videos, though, is an adjustment I made in the late summer, early fall, where rather than just posting a 5 to 10 minute video about all of the new games coming out this month, I then converted the whole thing into portrait mode and clipped it out for each game so that the day the games release, there's a portrait 60 to 90-second clip of me telling you a little bit about the game that is coming out today. And so while the long form video doesn't generate a ton of views, I've actually had a lot of success trimming it down and posting those out on release day. I had mentioned that to my family at one point this year, just kind of noting how successful Games to Watch is as individual clips rather than the video itself. And they pointed something out to me that I found really fascinating, where while the long form video, you would have to specifically be looking for new games this month. That's a little bit of a broader search. Let's say you're looking for a particular game that comes out today, say Dynasty Warriors Origins in January is like the game that you are excited about. You're more likely to search that. And it seems like, at least on the YouTube side, you're more likely to find my clip of me telling you that than you are the full-length video where Dynasty Warriors is the first thing on it. So it's just kind of interesting in terms of how I want to post content. I will absolutely keep doing that in the future because I've had a lot of success with that. So I just wanted to share something that I was proud of pivoting to when a video wasn't working well. I still make the video because I love making it, but don't be afraid to rework your content so that more eyes get on it, because that's what we want, right? We want people to see what we do, all the work that we put in, have a good conversation. That's at least why I make it. Okay, next up, reviewing the Twitch channel. Like I said earlier, my Twitch schedule is twice a week in between 2 and 4 hours, depending on the day, streaming multiplayer games with my family on weekday nights, and streaming adventure games by myself on Sunday mornings. When I first started out, I cannot tell you the amount of mistakes that I made Twitch streaming. I just did not have the technical knowledge. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Like, I watch Twitch all the time. My favorite channel is Kind of Funny. They make podcasts, they live stream video games, they make video game reviews. They're a huge inspiration for me and why the Dan Good Show even exists. When I first started, I didn't have a camera. I was just connecting my Twitch account to my Xbox and hitting live. I didn't even turn the microphone on for my headset. It was just gameplay, hoping somebody would pop in. I promise you that did not go well. When I first started streaming in January, I did a total of 5 streams and I averaged 1.2 viewers. I feel pretty confident that that one was my wife. Shout out my wife. She's been a huge supporter this year. But that's how it's gonna go for a lot of people, I think, if you just appear on the internet one day and say, I want to do this. So no real surprises in January. It actually got so much worse in February. February is when I decided I kind of enjoyed streaming. I enjoyed making YouTube videos. I think I'm really gonna give this a fair shot. This is when I kind of stopped doubting myself and started getting to work. So I told myself I'm gonna stream every Tuesday night because it fits in my schedule. And if I really love it, I'm gonna upgrade a little bit. I'll get a capture card. And so at that point, I bought a PlayStation HD camera for my PlayStation because it could mount to my TV. And so I just streamed in my living room every Tuesday playing Fortnite, and I averaged 0.8 viewers for February. I hadn't really told friends or family at this point that I was live streaming. I didn't want anyone to know. I kind of wanted to see if I could make this work by myself. And there was a little bit of still not wanting to feel judged, but this was truly something that I wanted to do for years. So I streamed every Tuesday in February. I didn't miss a beat. My birthday is at the end of February, so for myself, I got a capture card so I could really take this to the next step. Learning how to use a capture card, learning how to use OBS with a console connected to the MacBook. The technical hurdles that I went through almost made me want to quit live streaming altogether, but I'm so glad that I stuck with it. Now, you're probably expecting me to say March went a little bit better. It did not. It went worse than 0.8 viewers. It actually went down to 0.4, which is kind of insane looking back at it now. But I wasn't afraid to stream to nobody. I kind of expected I was going to stream to nobody. And I took it as good practice for the future, making sure that I narrate what I'm doing, that I'm having a conversation. Even if I'm literally having that conversation with myself, I kind of knew what I was getting into by that point. Fast forward to my last 30 days as a Twitch streamer, I am beaming with pride that we got all the way up to 7.5 for an average viewer, streaming twice a week, missing almost no time this year. I think I took 2, maybe 3 streams off the entire year once I committed to twice a week. And it was for travel. At one point I was out of the country. At one point I was out for a wedding. Other than that, I stayed very strict on my 2 days, didn't waver from the time period at all, super consistent. And at this point, I regularly have streams where I average 10 viewers, and that absolutely blows my mind. I remember having conversations with people in the late spring, early summer, where they would talk about how cool would it be to average 10 viewers. I'm like, I genuinely am okay with talking to one person in the streams, but yeah, 10 would be cool. And literally the Fortnite stream that I did this week, 10 viewers. And it just, I'm so grateful for that. It's kind of unbelievable. It's super motivating that this work pays off, and I genuinely look forward to streaming in 2025. On to TikTok. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing on TikTok. I post stream clips on there about 3 times a week. And like I said, with YouTube converting all of my games to watch clips to portraits, that allows me to share it to TikTok. But I also convert the full 5 to 10 minute video into portrait and just post it on TikTok. I have barely broke 100 followers on TikTok, a little over 70,000 views for the channel for the year. But for the most part, I definitely experience what I have seen other people say online, where they are in 200 to 300 view jail. It is incredibly rare that I have any success with the stream clips that I post. With games to watch posting, it's been a struggle, which I'm not afraid to tell you. I think it's important to be pretty honest in reviewing my first year as a content creator, because it's a new year. It was kind of a resolution for me last year. It may be a resolution for you this year to start. So I want to be very transparent about what works and what doesn't work. I will continue to post everything on TikTok until it gets banned. See if it gets banned. It's way above my pay grade, but while I'm posting everywhere else, I mean, it's right there. This will be a point where I'm not afraid to ask for help. If you are a streamer that's posting online, I would love your advice on getting some success with TikTok, because it often feels like I'm shouting out into the void there. The final platform that I post video content to is Instagram via Instagram Reels. Unfortunately, I can't show you the full year's worth of data. It only lets me track insights for the last 90 days, so I will share that here. A little over 5,000 views on Reels, and just a little bit under 1,000 on posts. I don't views for posts really means anything to me, but the information's there for you. I'm a little under 300 Instagram followers at this point, which was actually kind of cool to see that in the last 90 days, I've added almost 100 people there, because it does feel a little bit quiet there. Funny enough, when I first made this channel and was just recording videos off of my phone, no lighting or anything, no microphone, the very first reel that I posted there was a Baldur's Gate clip that I thought was pretty funny of gameplay. Nope, nothing, my face, no audio or anything. Generated over 100,000 views in that first month, and tons of people commenting and sharing their experiences with the scene. It was everything that I wanted gaming content to be, and was unbelievably motivating for me in terms of just starting this channel. I was so excited that something like that could happen. I have never recaptured that on Instagram Reels though, but it was a huge source of motivation for me to keep going in the beginning. Another video that I made for Instagram Reels that had success really early, or at least success to me, was prescription lenses for the MetaQuest 3. Obviously, I wear glasses. Wearing a VR headset is very uncomfortable, and I don't do contact. I found a product from Zenny that makes snap-on lenses for the MetaQuest 3, and I was so unbelievably impressed and excited to have them that I just made a quick video for it. Didn't lead to a partnership or anything, but Zenny saw it and commented on it, shared it on their story. And again, between those two things on Instagram, that was so unbelievably motivating for me to keep moving. Instagram is also where I post all of my go live notifications for Twitch, and anytime the Games to Watch videos release, I also share that out there as well. Relatively happy with Instagram this year, but the thing that I'm actually the most excited about with Instagram is them introducing threads, and so we will now move on to text-based platforms that I'm on. So aside from all of the video content and the live streaming content that I make, I spend a ton of time on threads, specifically talking about video games, TV, anime, movies, all of the nerd stuff. Threads as a platform to me feels like it personifies what I am trying to do with my channel, especially compared to Twitter. It's another source of inspiration for me in terms of why I do this, because over time, I just feel like Twitter has become such a cesspool, particular in the gaming space, with people just being angry to be angry, and just seeing the worst of that getting attention and that getting rewarded, and how bad it just makes me feel seeing that stuff in my feed as I scroll. It like genuinely ruins my mood. And I feel like Threads has been a place where I've found the people that I'm looking for on the YouTube channel, people that love video games, people that celebrate video games, and all kinds of media. It's just like a great space to be a nerd. In addition to all of this nerdy stuff, I also am a giant nerd for basketball. I know people don't normally associate that with nerdiness, but there's an incredible community there for basketball as well. And it is another motivating factor for me in terms of trying to create that space or curate that space for video games. So I've definitely found my people on Threads. There's a lot of wonderful creators there, far too many to mention in a video, but everybody there has been so supportive, so kind. It's been a really, really good experience talking about video games there. I'm also on Bluesky, just because I know a lot of the people that I enjoyed seeing on Twitter never really came over to Threads. A lot of people with really big followings tend to not like Threads, but I think it requires them to interact with people in a way that they don't typically, and that's not a knock on people with large followings. It's possible, I think, to be able to do that with as many people that follow your account as they do. But it seems like a lot of people that were on Twitter that were big names in gaming that I really wanted to interact with moved over to Bluesky, so I made an account there as well. I don't enjoy the flow of Bluesky as much as I do Threads, but like TikTok while it's here. I will continue to do it. There are eyes on Bluesky as the next Twitter alternative, as much as I want that to be Threads. And I still want to be engaged with the people that inspire me to make the things that I do. And a lot of them are unfortunately on Bluesky rather than Threads. For both platforms, I have about 600 followers, which is really cool. Try not to focus on the follower count on that stuff too much because I'm way more focused on just being able to have conversations with people. It is still a place where I share any content that I'm making, any videos, any live streams, and that sort of thing. But I've really, really enjoyed having conversations with people on both of those platforms. And so I'm really focused on conversations there rather than content per se. So that's a look at what has gone good and what has not gone good with the channel. The final thing for this video that I want to talk about is what I hope to do in 2025. It's too easy to just say I want to do more or I want to do the same things but better. So I want to expand on that a little bit. I am incredibly proud of my Games to Watch series, but I know that I always need to elevate it to make sure that it's a video that can really find people and really resonate with people. So I did invest in a new camera this year. I also invested in a little bit of extra lighting. I want to make sure that the production value of it looks like it's worth your time, because I hope everything that I make is worth your time. That's the whole goal. I want to continue working on video editing. For Christmas, my brother was really kind and gifted me a year of CapCut Pro. So this is my opportunity to kind of step things up on that end. That has really never been my forte. So I really struggle with color correction and tweaking the settings of the camera and that sort of thing. So just continuing to research and work on that for my long form videos like this. And it's already helped out a ton with the Twitch streams as well. I'm really, really happy with how the Twitch streams are looking. Also invested in some new parts for the streaming PC. Shout out to my other brother who has spent a lot of time building my computer, replacing components in it. I think it's made video editing a lot easier, made live streams a lot smoother. I'm really grateful for both of my brothers for investing in the channel that I've made. So beyond the things that I already do, what I would love to do more of is podcasts in 2025. I found a handful of creators online this year that I never would have found before. They're making really excellent weekly podcast content, and I would love to work with people like that, maybe work on something of my own. Part of the reason that I called this the Dan Good Show is I wanted it to be anything in terms of video game content. I wanted it to be focused on video games, but I want the Dan Good Show to be whatever I want it to be. If that is a podcast, if that is a YouTube video, if that is a live stream, trying to find a name that I'm really happy with that also doesn't pigeonhole me into one form of content versus the other. Another thing that I would love to do in 2025 is partner with developers in some way. I would love for Games to Watch to be big enough that it reaches the eyes of the developers making the games that I'm researching, be able to show those off for you in live stream format or in review format. I really, really want that to happen. That's a huge goal for me. On the fringe chance that any developers are watching this, I cover games on all scales. I love AAA games. I love indie games. All of them are included in Games to Watch. So if there's any chance that you're out there, I would love to work with you. Last two things that I want to work on in 2025 is more review content. I don't post reviews on YouTube really at all, and I need to be better about doing that. I always share my thoughts like on Threads, or while I'm streaming, I'll share reviews kind of casually, with one exception, and it was Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I don't post reviews, so I really want to make an effort to nail those down in 2025. I want to make more long form YouTube videos in addition to the stream clips that I already posted. I always stream twice a week on Twitch. I would love to sneak an extra third stream in there every once in a while, at least once a month. Twice a week fits really nicely into my schedule right now, but I know that I need to be on Twitch more in order to make sure that I continue growing on Twitch. Typically between my two streams, one being multiplayer focused and one largely being big RPG focus, I kind of want to work on a bonus stream. Maybe that's once a month, maybe it's a little bit more than that, focused on indie games. I think that would be a really nice way for me to get to play more games, because I often get stuck in these like 100-hour RPGs that I love. They're my favorite type of game, but I wind up not beating a lot of games in the year, and I want to be able to play more. And finally, I do want to end this video with a thank you. If you spent any time with me on this channel this year on any platform, thank you so much. Finally, working on this for myself has instilled me with so much confidence. You all have instilled me with so much confidence. Support this year. No amount of words can express my gratitude for that. I'd also really like to thank my friends and family who, when I finally fessed up to the fact that I was doing this, were very excited, were very supportive, watch my stuff, whether it's on YouTube or Twitch. It means the world to me that the judgment that I thought I was going to get, I did not receive. Extremely grateful for that as well. My wife has been so supportive of having such a weird hobby in the house. She watches all of my stuff on TikTok. She's probably my biggest supporter on TikTok because nobody else is on TikTok, which is fine. But having this built into our weekly schedule the way it is, I just say thank you. First, specifically because it does take time out of our time together. She also gave me some really good notes when I was making games to watch really early on and wasn't confident in the way that I was recording. She provided me with some really honest feedback that made the videos a lot better for the rest of the year. I want to thank both of my brothers as well. One of my brothers is a Twitch streamer himself and has been instrumental in helping me on the technological side of getting all of this running. Having a permanent streaming space in the way that I do now, having a dedicated streaming PC to do this, it is all because of him. Over the holiday, he gave me big upgrades to the computer that is already making everything so much smoother. I'm extremely grateful for him. My other brother is also a huge supporter of everything that I do. I love that he has conversations with me about the videos that I make. And all three of my family members that I've just shouted out stream with me every Tuesday night. They do not have to do that, but it is so much fun. It's an awesome way for the four of us to stay connected when we're all in different places with different schedules. It's been an absolute blast, so I am so grateful for all of them streaming with me every week. I feel extremely blessed and fortunate to have so many friends in my life, as well as my family that supports the Dan Good Show. I really didn't expect that to happen, so any of you watching, if you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much. So that's a review of my first year as a content creator in 2024. Cheers to 2025. I'm not gonna put like a review score on it or a letter grade or anything like that. I think I'm too sensitive for that, but I do just want to say that I'm really proud of how 2024 went. And I hope that 2025 is even better, is even bigger. I have had so much fun working on this finally. And I'm honestly just really proud of myself for sticking with it. I didn't miss a single month of games to watch. The second I started to do it, I never missed a month. I've been incredibly consistent on my Twitch streams. The only thing that I really want to do is more, and I'm excited to do more. I talked myself out of this for years. I wish I had done it sooner, but the second best time to start is right now. I'm really happy that I stuck with it. If you stuck with this video for this long, thank you so much for watching the Dan Good Show. And let me know in the comments if there's anything that you want to see from me from 2025, or if you have any critiques of anything that I've made this year. I'm willing to take feedback. I want to make this something that you want to tune into. So if there's anything that I can do to improve your viewing experience, I do want to know. But nice, obviously, keep it respectful. Sensitive, I will cry about it. But genuinely, if there's anything that I can do to improve the Dan Good Show for you, I want to do. So once again, thank you so much for watching this video. Look forward to the Dan Good Show in 2025. We are not going anywhere.